Uh, Hope you enjoy working today. I love going to work. I don't know about you, but I just love working. I love working. I believe in work, good work ethic. I believe hard work does not kill. It is wrong work that kills. Those are my belief system. So tell me, how did work go today for you? Remember, tell me your name and the city you're joining me from tonight, okay? Tell me your name and the city you're joining me from. And today I want to share with you how to fund your mini estate, your multi-million-dollar mini estate, right? We've started this series, and by the way, the title of my next book is called The Billionaire Land Banker. Everybody type The Billionaire Land Banker. That's the title. So this series I'm doing are all parts of the book. That's why I said the video will later be deleted. It will be deleted, and we'll be able to then, sell it in the SA University, as well as it then becomes the content that we're going to be using for the book, The Billionaire Land Banker, which is my next book. It's going to be launched on my next birthday, 28th January 2023. So as you're joining me, tell me your name, your city, and share this video as many times. Samuel from Ebonyi State. How are you, Samuel Chidera? Hope you are doing great and you're doing very well. Hope you are smiling and kicking it and enjoying yourself. Who else is here? Guys, tell me your name and the city you are joining me from, okay? Your name and the city you're joining me from. I like to know you guys. Remember to keep sharing this video as many times as you can. What's going on? I'm not seeing people's comments. It's almost as if it's frozen. Please again, tell me your name, your city. All these things, we use it to be sure that everything is working well before we get into the conversation today. Okay, so there are things we ask questions, we do all this, hey, share, do this, do that. There are things we do, like I said, to be sure it's working. I have Stanley from Lagos, Olayinka from Ilorin. How are you, Olayinka? I grew up in Kwara State, by the way. I lived a good part of my teenage life in a place called Jeba. Fumilaya from Lagos. God Miracle from Anambra. Kedu Koodi. Okay? Tokwe from Lagos. How are you, Tokwe? Esther from Festac. You're welcome and thank you for joining. Remember to share this video. Get everybody in here. As you can see me, I'm sharing now. I'm sharing to all the groups I belong to. That, hey, we're live, we're teaching. This is not gossip. Stephen from Georgia. I have South Africa is here. Where's the gentleman from South Africa? Comments have started dropping. Kende from Ibadan. Fortune from Owerri. David from Zambia, Lusaka. Good news, David. I am coming to Zambia. David, are you glad to know? Next week, I'm going to be spending 3 days in Zambia. It will be my first time in Zambia. I'm just coming to visit and know you guys. I'll be doing like a book review in my hotel. And I'll just get to know and meet the good people of Zambia. It will be my first time. So who else is here? Vina from Abuja. So are you guys ready today? Are you ready? If you're ready, tap I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Remember, share this video as many times as possible. Today's show is going to be very short, so focus and learn and get so much confidence from Mauritius. I've not been to Mauritius, I have to be there. Idon Jessit from Saudi Arabia. How's Saudi Arabia today? Joseph from Osun State. Chiboeze from Enugu. George from Canada. Are you guys ready? If you're ready, tap I'm ready, I'm ready. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys today 6 ways, right, to raise funds, okay, for your mini estate. So number 1, right, If you did a mini estate for land banking, give it minimum of 5 years. Everybody type that. If you did mini estate for land banking, give it minimum of 5 years. However, in terms of before you now develop it or you resell it. Now, however, during these 5 years, what are the things I need you to do? You need to do landscaping. Everybody type landscaping. You need to do the layout of the land. The layout, okay? In form of divisions and plot formats. So you need to do landscape and layout of that land for the 5 years you're keeping the land. So many of the land you'll be able to buy for land banking are usually something you may not be able to move into immediately, right? And so what you want to do is not something you want to develop immediately. You need to give it some time so that the value of the property will have risen, right? So for example, I bought a property for, let's say, $100,000, right? If I give it another 5 years and I do landscaping, I do layout, if I even can get like a building permit. So there's a particular property not too far from this Burj Khalifa where I am, and the owner has gotten building permit, right? He's gotten a building permit over 70 floors. And because he has gotten a building permit, guess what? He's charging higher, right? So those are the kind of things you want to do in that 5 years. So in that 5 years, you want to use that 5 years to say, hey, let me do landscaping, let me do layouts, let me get some approvals, right? So same thing happened with the property, the estate we are launching now in Dallas, right? What gave that estate so much value that made the owner to be able to sell it to me at a very expensive price? Aside the fact that it's opposite a $6.5 billion project and not far from another $50 billion project, was the fact that the man had gotten approval, building approval, so I can do multiple family units in that place. I can do single family units in that place, and I can do commercial in that same 54 acres. Now, because he has gotten the approval for that kind of design, that kind of building, he's adding it to the price of the land. So when you're doing mini estates, right, whether you will now sell the land or you intend to develop the land, give it like 5 years, right? And in that 5 years, do landscaping, do layout, get some approvals, right? And this will go a long way, okay, in enhancing the value of the property that you're getting. Is this making sense at all? If it's making sense, everybody type this makes sense. This makes sense. Remember, share this video 5 times, 10 times, 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. I've always mentioned my frustration with Africans, right? If I were here gossiping, if I were here criticizing the government, if I just did a post, less than 30 minutes, you need to see over 200 comments because I'm complaining about government stuff in my country. Now, when you now come to what will change your life, government or no government, things you can do to turn your life around, we will not share it. We will not spread the word. We will not make it go viral. But content that will not add value to us, I mean, if you like, abuse your government from now to tomorrow, a lot of these African governments are not ready to change. They're not interested in changing. So why not change yourself? Why not invest in yourself? Why not share this with loved ones, people whose life can change from just learning about this? Okay? So number one, give your land banking project minimum of 5 years, particularly, mini estate, if it's land banking. Now, note this. There are sometimes you do mini estate in an already developed area. In that particular situation, you don't need to give it 5 years. I'm only asking you to give it 5 years if the location you decide to buy the property is a location that is still developing. It's not like it's already developed. And many times, for most of you who are doing land bank and mini estate for the first time, those are the areas you can afford. Okay? So if you've bought into such an area, give it some time. Don't rush into, or I want to develop it, or I want to sell it back. Give it time. You know, time will always help you to maximize the best value of that particular property. Now, are you ready for number 2? If you're ready for number 2, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. For those of you just joining us, I'm Dr. Stephen Akinta, Africa's most influential investment coach, and I'm sharing on how to fund your mini estate. And I'm saying now that you have paid for the land, you're able to get the land, you're able to pay for it from your own private savings and family and friends. The next thing is to leave the land for a few years, right? But that few years, do landscaping, do layouts, and get some building permits. Number 2, right? Okay, come up with an awesome architectural design if you want to develop it. So if it's a land that you're buying the mini estate so that you can build houses on it, even though you're not ready to build the house and you don't have the money for the house, come up with a beautiful design. I mean, jaw-dropping design. Come up with designs that is going to shake everywhere. Designs that when people see, they're going to be like, wow. I want to show you one that I did for my estate. Get ready for the revolution. It's coming to you now. It's coming to you now. You're gonna see a revolution. No more is down. No more is down. Get ready for the So you can see the design. So we're able to show you, we'll have an hotel that will have helipad. Alright, so we're showing the 3D. This is one of our own estates, right? This is in the Bejuleki, by the way. We're also showing you it's going to be green and smart. Do you see? And it's opposite a golf course.
GTEX Homes. We don't just sell properties. We help you build your future.
So you see that what I teach you, I practice, right? So I'm not one of those trainers that, you know, I'm training you something I've not done, right? So that is a video, a 3D video of one of our estates in Ibejuleki in Lagos, Nigeria. So what we have done is to come up with a 3D. We've shown you everything how the entire estate will look like, facilities it will have by the time it's fully completed. So you want to come up, number 2, come up with that kind of awesome architectural design of that your mini estate, right? So how many units are you going to build? What type of design? How will the houses look? You know, when it's completed. Listen, when it comes to this business, it's about, you know, visuals. Look at Burj Khalifa where I live. Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. Okay? And to build this particular project took over $5 billion. Everybody say $5 billion. Come on, everybody type $5 billion. Built of steel, 200-story high. But what did they do? How did they raise the funds? The funds came from the vision. They did a beautiful architectural design that investors had no choice than to invest in it. And that's what you want to do. Come up with a design that anybody seeing it is saying, wow. As long as we're able to complete this project, this is something good. So that's what you want to do. And write this down. Vision attracts provision. Everybody type this. Vision attracts provision. Come on, everybody. I need to engage me. What's going on tonight? You guys are too cold. Ooh, who are my audience tonight? You're too cold for me. And the colder you are, the colder I am. I need your energy. Come on, engage me. Remember to share this video as many times as you can. Just share, and get everybody in here. You're too cold for me. What's going on, guys? Kilo shale. So, vision attract provision. Everybody write it. Vision always attracts provision. So once you can have a detailed vision, let people see your vision. Let people see where you're going. Let them see what you're trying to do. You may not have the money, but I promise you, your vision will ultimately attract the provision. It will attract people who have the money. It will attract people who can fund the vision. So I've never been scared. A lot of time people tell me, Dr. Steve, how come you're so bold? You do projects even when you don't have money. I say, hey, I know that all I need to do is to have the vision. Show my investors the vision. The money will come, right? People will raise that money as long as I can show. So number two, if you're doing mini estate, come up with a design of how your mini estate will look like when it's eventually completed. You will not have the money, but just show how it's going to look like, right? Okay, are you ready for number three? If you're ready for number three, type I'm ready, I'm ready. Number three, if you're ready, type I'm ready, I'm ready. Number three, understand the various funding options, right? And I'm going to share a few of them with you. On number three, understand the various funding options that is available to you. Number three, understand the various funding options available to you. So that way you then pick the one you've decided to go for. But you need to understand it first. What are my various funding options, right? What are the various options to fund this my mini estate? You need to know them. Number one is to get a lender. Okay, get a lender, whether from a mortgage bank or any other source. Now, usually, if you're in the US, UK, if you're a citizen, 20 to 25% is what you drop. Your lender end up bringing the 80 to 70%, 80 to 75% of the money, okay, for the entire construction. So using a lender, okay? That is one of the options in the Western world. Now in Africa, particularly if the property has a good title like a C of O and things like that, you can use that land as a collateral, okay? And secure funding to do the construction for the mini estate. So in other words, you are still using the same land that you're going to build on as collateral. Okay, so that it becomes your source of funding. So you get loan from the bank. Now, all these things have advantages, they have disadvantages, right? If you get a lender and the lender is a bank, if you default on, because technically some form of mortgage, right? If you default, you know you can lose the entire property, right? You know that, whether in the Western world or in Africa. So, but hey, if you structure it very well, if you do it very well, you can get through. So it's one of those options. And make sure you have good financial advisors when you want to take money from any lender. Get good financial advisors who are experienced, they understand the concepts, they will do the maths for you, they will run the numbers, they will be able to convince you that if you go that pathway, they have to show you how the clear path for you to be able to refund the money and make profits before you go that route. So get professional advice. Number two source of funding, okay, is that you can decide to partition, break down the land, like I told you to do layout, and do site and service. Right? Site and service is like, hey, you can divide the land into two, right? Break that, first portion into small piece, 400 square meter, 600 square meter, and start selling it to raise funds so that the money you make selling half of the land, you then use it to build the remaining half. Is this making sense, guys? If it's making sense, type this makes sense, right? So you divide into two, right? The money you make from half of it, you use it to build on the other half. So you do site and service, right? That is one of another sources of funding for your mini estate, okay? Another source is private investors. Everybody say private investors, right? Private investors. Now, private investors, a lot of, we call them sharks. We call them, there are different names, right? These guys have money. lots of loads and loads of money. And they're willing to sponsor real estate projects. Like they love that, they're willing, they're interested. But sometimes the return is high. They want either equity in the entire project, and there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm just giving you the options. I'm not even going to tell you which one is bad or good, or you make up your mind which one suits your situation. Because situations are always different, right? And we're different, the story is always different. So a lot of private investment opportunities are there anywhere in the world. Sometimes they want equity in the company. Sometimes they want convertible, they are giving you some kind of convertible loan, right? That can later be, you pay the entire cash or you convert it to equity or something. Sometimes you have, high interest, right? Where they're telling you they want as high as, 20%, 30% of the profit, right? I've seen one here in Dubai. They're very big, very big. They can lend you as high $10 million, $20 million, $50 million, $100 million, no matter what you want, right? But they're very crazy in terms of their concepts. So first of all, there's a broker in between it, like an investment banker that's linking you to them. He wants to take, like, in some cases, 3% of the entire, project, right? Whatever you are taking, he is taking 3% of that, right? Then those who are lending you the money as well may want to take 20% or 15%. So other private investors, depends on the time. All these things are negotiable, but yes, you can get good private investors to work with you, right? Number what? Number 4, source of funding. You can do crowdfunding. Everybody say crowdfunding. Come on, engage me tonight, guys. I need your engagement. You're too cold for me. Remember, share this video as many times as possible. Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. Share. Get everybody in here. But more importantly, engage. Comment. Okay? Comment. Investor says I'm facing problem in my real estate business. Well, I run coaching, but you have to pay. I don't do free coaching, right? My free coaching ends here on Facebook, right? Once we leave this Facebook, you gotta pay if you want me to coach you. So you're having problem with your real estate business, I'm willing to help you, mentor you, guide you, be there for you. I've done it, I've been there, and I'm constantly growing and expanding, and I'm so excited to help you out. But it's not going to be free, so you have to know that. So very important. Number 4. Hey, Daniel Moses, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. Thank you for joining tonight. So number 4, right? Source of funding is crowdfunding, right? Crowdfunding is a very, effective way. But there are a couple of things to crowdfunding. For you to be able to do good crowdfunding, you need social capital. Everybody say social capital, right? So I've been able to build over 1 million followers across all social media platforms. And crowdfunding has been one of the easiest things for me to do, because in the last 14 years, I've built good reputation. People had seen me from nothing, built something. People have, joined the Doubting Thomas when they saw me starting and said, this guy will never succeed in this business. And they watch me, of course, disappoint them. And so today I've built that huge number of guys who are saying, hey, I knew this guy when he wanted to do this. I believe he won't be able to do it. He did it. I saw him when he was going to Dubai. I thought he won't make it in Dubai. He made it. You know what? At this point, whatever thing like that does, I'm just gonna do it, right? Because he's proven himself over time. So you need to build social capital, and social capital takes time. That's some of the advantage of crowdfunding, because people will have to be sure that you have a track record if they're going to be doing crowdfunding with you. Okay, they have to be sure that you have what it takes, right? If they are not sure you've done it before, they won't give you their money. But crowdfunding is easier. You can attract a lot of great people. who love your brand. Who, in fact, what I've noticed with crowdfunding is that many of those who invested with me are now the marketers. They are not the one telling friends and say, I've invested with that guy, you to go and invest. That guy is a great guy. I've invested in his company. They have great staff. They have great people. And they have decided to turn themselves to marketers. And I really have a great team. Right? Let me give you an example. One of the guys who invested in one of my investors, I just saw in one of the staff group, right? Today is his birthday, and see the cake they did for the person. Right? See the cake they did for the person. And when I saw it, I was, even me myself, I was proud. I was proud that my company treats the customer well. Now, by the way, this wasn't my idea. It's the staff. I mean, I have a great staff. They do great stuff on their own, to treat the customer well. So, I have leverage on this big time, where people, however, know the country you are in, because there are a lot of regulations to crowdfunding, right? So, in Nigeria, for example, there's something called SEC, which is almost general in every country. You have like the Security Commission, right? And their job is to prevent, because there have been a lot of people who raise money through crowdfunding, and we're just running Ponzi scheme, and people lost their money and stuff like that. So right now, you're seeing SEC in many countries trying to be careful about people who run crowdfunding type of investment. And so what you could do, you could go to SEC and register if you can afford it. The process is it's cumbersome and require a lot of capital to drop. You could come together, you and your investors, and form a cooperative. That's a more cheaper route, right? You form a cooperative and use the cooperative as a tool because as a cooperative, you have the right for your members to be able to invest and get good returns. Okay, so that's one of the options you may want to explore. Also, if you can't afford either a cooperative or a SEC, then do the crowdfunding privately, right? Don't come on social media and be like, oh, come and give me money. So what you want to do, if you can't do that, is to just show the project you're doing and say, hey guys, if you're interested in working with me, chat me privately. So that you can do, right? So people then reach out to you privately, and then you have the conversations with them as to how they can invest with you, right? So, and that you can do. You don't need any license to do that. It might be tougher doing that, but hey, if again you have social capital, you keep to your words, nobody will have issues with you. Like one of the things that has helped us over time is that since we started our investment program, we never defaulted once. We do our best to make sure that we pay our investors. It's not been easy, but we, particularly doing in business in Nigeria. Can you believe that as at this time last week, dollar was 6.15, right, to $1, 6.15 naira to $1. As I speak to you, it's 7.20. It's crazy. How can you jump by over 100 naira in 1 week? Right? So that's the kind of economy that we operate in, one of those economy. And it's the reason why I diversified. Some people didn't know why I had to expand to the UAE, to UK, and now to US, while we still continue to expand in Nigeria as well. We're launching another big estate in Nigeria, in Okudu. Right? I'm getting to Nigeria, and we're launching a big, in fact, the most expensive estate ever. Massive, big, in Nigeria still. Right? So we continue to expand and grow, but it's not been that easy. Okay? But we've never defaulted with any of our investors, not once. Because again, crisis reveals character. Crisis reveals character. Everybody type it. Crisis reveals character. Time reveals character. Time reveals character. And lastly, challenges reveals true leaders. Challenges reveals true leaders, right? So for me, those are some of the things that we have had to do. But you have all these 4 options. There are a lot more, but I've given you 4 options to be able to raise capital for your mini estate, right? 4 good options. Are you ready for more? Are you ready for more? I have 3 more points to give you before I wrap up tonight. If you're ready to learn more, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And remember, share this video 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Okay, share across all social media platforms. Okay, hit the share button. And if you're ready, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Come on, who's ready for me? Type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I want to know those of you who are ready. Okay, for 3 more points. Number 4, number 5. Okay, this is still under fundraising option. Do off-plan sales. Okay, number 5, do off-plan sales. These are various sources of funding. So you can do an off-plan sales where you do the design of the housing type that you're trying to do, and then you're asking people to gradually invest. As they pay you, you build their houses for them. It's also another source of funding, right? So as you're like, even right now in our housing project, right? As you pay us, we build. As you pay us, we build. Because the only way we will be able to build on ground is to go and take loan, and we don't want to take loan, right? So as customer trust us, and again, this is why credibility is always the backbone of business. And you want to do everything to keep your name, right? So do off-plan sales. As people pay you, you do construction. It's not easy, but that's how you want to continue to do it. So number 4 for today, do good legal structure. So if you're going to do mini estates, as you begin to look for all these various sources of funding, make sure you have a strong, good legal structure. Your legal structure has to be very solid, has to be watertight, has to be, very, very good, right? Your legal structure is everything. Okay? Every type legal structure is everything, right? Even here in Dubai, for example, tomorrow night, my itinerary, I'm meeting a local lawyer, right? I could get a lawyer from anywhere, but I intentionally decided to get a local lawyer. He's an Emirati, right? He's from this country, and then I'm appointing him as my lawyer here for all my investment here, right? So there's nobody else who understands the system better than somebody who's a local, right? So as I begin to make my moves, right, and my investments, my lawyer is on ground and is right there on my side. I've been saved a lot of time by lawyers, by having good lawyers, and I have good ones. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I have good ones. They see trouble from afar. They prevent challenges from afar. They look at what is ahead and they prevent crisis. And you have to have them. They are never cheap. They are never cheap. That's all. Stop thinking. Here in UAE, for example, the yearly retainer fee for some of the lawyers can be as high as $50,000 just for retainer. Now, if you're still going to go to court, they will still charge, right? But that you have the person at your beck and call, that if anything happens, they must show up, even though you later pay other extra charges for anything they are doing for you. But it can cost you as high as $50,000. So good lawyers are never cheap, never cheap. But they will save you a whole lot of headache. Okay? They will save you a whole lot. Someone say, can someone have more than one lawyer in the organization? So let me give you an example. In our company, GTEX, internal lawyers are almost 10 internal lawyers. External legal firms that we have are also almost 10, right? Different, because there are different specialties. So I have my lawyer in charge of acquisition. I have my lawyer who specializes in court cases and police matters. I have a separate lawyer who specialize on company secretarial works and stuff, right? So different lawyers, different stuff, right? Internationally, the same, right? A lawyer in charge of immigration is different from the lawyer in charge of real estate. It's different from the lawyer in charge of tax and financial matters and dealing with banks and companies, you know. So you want to have different lawyers. Now, you don't need to start with mine. I started with one as well, right? You don't even need to start with any internal lawyer. You may start with external companies. They call it retainership agreement, where they are your retainer, okay? And if anything happens, they will represent you. But as your company grow, do not shy away from having good lawyers and having good legal structure, right? Very important. So for me, it saved me so much. It's one of the reasons why it's difficult for people to blackmail me on social media. Because for any transaction me and you are doing, there's a small paper you must sign, including coaching. If you decide to be my student now, right, and you pay for my coaching, you must sign something. If you are buying a ticket for a conference on my website, go and check it. There's a place where you say terms and conditions, right? You must agree to that term for any transaction to go through. So if you like, come and shout from now till tomorrow. My conditions has been there. I don't do refund, right? In the case of property, if you're doing property business with our company, if you need refund, we do minus 30% administrative fee. It's there. So if you now wake up someday, go on social media, they are the devil, they did this, the document is clear. The agreement is there. Okay? So you don't need to, and when you do this, it saves you a lot. Now all of you want my coaching, Abby. All of you now want my coaching. Well, my coaching is $20,000, but if you want some discount, I can give it to you, right? But chat me up after this class. I'll link you up with I now have an MD, by the way, to manage me, because I realize I do too much free stuff. Enough is enough, okay? So I have an MD, her name is Tammy. You guys saw her the other day. Tammy is the MD of Steve Architectural Consulting. She managed me as a company, as a brand, okay? And it's a checkmate for myself too. So I can't just wake up one day and say, I like your face, you're cute, I'll give you a discount. No, it has to go through the office, right? What many of you don't know is that those who manage this Stephen Akitao brand that you see, right? You often see me alone, but those who manage my brand are more than 15. They're more than 15, right? So they're more than 15. Those who manage my brand. And they have to be paid. They have to be paid salary. They have to be paid for their job. They make me look good. So I come out, I do all these things. You guys say, this guy is a genius. But it's because they have done their job. It's because they've made my job easier, right? So, and they have to be paid. So have good legal structure. So don't go ahead and be collecting people's money. Don't go ahead and be having, investors, and you don't have a solid legal structure. Don't do it. If you do it, you may go to jail even though you have good intentions. You may go to jail even though you have, you are not a scammer or a criminal, right? But things can quickly get twisted against you, and you're in trouble. So always make sure that you structure your legal well, okay? Number 5, get a mentor. You see me shouting. You see, I cannot there's hardly any class I will teach that I will not still mention get a mentor. Okay? Because, by the way, how many of you, by what I've taught you now, how many of you realize that you need more of this? Come on, just type I need more. By what I've taught you now, how many of you realize you need more? Because you need to understand that there are 4 levels. If you agreed you need more, type I need more, I need more. How many of you your eyes have opened, like you're hearing things you've never thought of before, right? You thought this whole we're doing real estate thing is that easy. Okay, if your eye is open, type my eye is open. Let me say this. There are 4 levels of knowledge. Unconsciously incompetent. You do not know that you don't know. Many of you started this video not knowing that you do not know that you do not know. How many of you agree with me? If you agree, type I agree. Many of you started this video with me tonight not knowing that you don't know a lot of the things I have taught you tonight. You didn't even know you didn't know it. Okay? And that's the first level of knowledge, right? Unconsciously incompetent. You are not even conscious of your incompetence. Number 2 is consciously incompetent. This is a better level because now you are aware that you don't know. That's what has happened to all of you here. That's why you are typing, I need more, I need more. Suddenly tonight, majority of you are realizing that, oh, I didn't know that I didn't know. You are now aware of it. Now, before now, you are not even aware of your ignorance. So the second layer is consciously incompetent. You are now conscious of your incompetence. The third level of knowledge is consciously competent. This is after you've gone through coaching, but you are new. You know, but you just learn newly. So you are still careful. You're still, to take actions. You are still like, am I sure? That's why you need a coach, because you now still keep asking, Coachy, am I right? Are you sure I can go ahead? Are you sure I'm safe? You still need that, because your thing is like you just learn how to drive a car. I don't know if you remember when you first learned how to drive a car, right? Everybody was a bad driver except you, right? You are literally, if it's a place where you can press the horn, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Like you feel they're driving rubbish, but it's you. You know where the accelerator is, you know where the brake is, but you're so conscious. You hold the steering like this. You're really so conscious of the whole entire movement, right? And that is actually consciously competent. Then you have the fourth level of knowledge, which is unconsciously competent. That's where I am now. You wake me up, right, from the sleep and say, how do I start my real estate company? Or how do I start my estate? I will break it down for you step by step, even from the sleep, because it's now subconscious. I've done it over and over and over. And the subconscious level comes from practice, doing it again and again and again and again. That is how this gets. So number 6 is similar to number 5. Do not start your mini estate without first getting a mentor. I don't care how much money you have. Do not start your mini estate without getting a mentor. Do not start taking investment, funding for your mini estate, big or small, without first getting a mentor that has done it. I repeat myself, do not start taking investment, small investment or big investment. Don't take it without having a mentor that has done it to create a clear path, right? Very, very important. I repeat again, do not start this entire investment thing, estate thing, mini or big, collecting people's money. Do not start without having a mentor, because there are a lot of foundational things we do. There are a lot of background things we do. There are a lot of processes. There's a lot of even building your own profile. Today now, if you come up and say, hey, I did business with Dr. Steven, the man scammed me. You know what people will first do? They will first Google that Dr. Steven. And then suddenly they realize he has written 37 books. Now they are saying, okay, the guy is not an idiot. He obviously is very intelligent. Now they begin to see things I've done. They've seen people I've moved with. Suddenly they are beginning to say, yes, we're not saying you're lying, this man scammed you, but we need to do a thorough job, right? We need to investigate. We need to take our time to be sure your claims are right. But guess what? Many of you get into business, you don't have a name, you don't have a track record, you don't have a credibility, and you don't have a successful person endorsing you. No mentor who is big that is endorsing you, that is saying, because when they now even check your brand, let's even say you don't have so much stuff like I do. There's nobody that they know, that they respect, or whose profile is solid that they keep seeing you with. So let's say, assume I've done so well in Nigeria. Now I'm expanding to America. I mean, some of you didn't know why I picked Grant Cardone as a mentor. Right? Suddenly they are wondering, yeah, he's good in Nigeria, he's done stuff. But here in America, are we sure we can deal with this guy? Suddenly, they'll see videos I've done with Grant Cardone. They'll see picture of me and Grant Cardone. They'll see things we've done with Grant Cardone. It's okay, for Grant to associate with this guy, I think it's legit. Let's give him a benefit of the doubt, right? So that's how you grow your business, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, you want to take that kind of move. And I hope you take action, right? I have a meeting and I hope you build your business to the next level. I want to thank all of you for watching tonight. I hope you got value. I hope now you've shown me some love now as I end this class today. Show me some love. Show some appreciation. Okay? Show some gratitude, guys. Okay? Show some gratitude. Show some gratitude. Show some gratitude, guys. Show some gratitude. Show some gratitude. So love you. God bless you real good.